Hey, my Liptons. So I wanted to come in here and do a quick pop culture video. I'm actually not feeling very well. Like these past 2 days, I've had a horrible, horrible cough. So it's like I'm literally like medicated right now. Like I'm just trying to keep balance. But I did want to talk about a few things that has been going on in pop culture news. So listen, before I continue on with this video, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, okay? We are already at 900 subscribers. Let's get up to 1,000 subscribers. That is the goal. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel and let's get into this video, okay? So first I want to talk about Daniel Day-Lewis, okay? The GOAT is here. The GOAT is coming back. I want to briefly talk about Beyonce submitting her Cowboy Carter album to the Grammys yet again. I want to talk about Whoopi Goldberg and the Zachary guy. Like she had a few comments about him, about I guess him endorsing Trump, and also lastly I want to talk about Billie Eilish because let me be honest with y'all, you Billie Eilish fans on Twitter, y'all were making me laugh so hard over that Birds of a Feather music video. Okay, so we're gonna talk about all four things. But first, let's discuss Daniel Day-Lewis. Okay, if y'all know Daniel Day-Lewis, he's one of the greatest actors of all time, in my opinion. I think that he is such a talented man. I think that there's very few, and unfortunately, you don't have the likes of this kind of an actor in today's Hollywood. At this point, Hollywood is just not making stars anymore. If anything, Hollywood is draining the swamp right now. They're just not investing into their stars like they used to. But I saw this news. Let me go on Twitter. Let me pull it up right now. Oh, what happened? But I saw this news. What's going on, Twitter account? What just happened? Okay, y'all. Let me just go back. But I saw the news that Daniel Day-Lewis is returning back to cinema. Okay, I'm using the English language term for for movies, which is cinema. Okay, because Daniel Day-Lewis gives us cinematic experiences. So he's returning after 7 years of being retired from acting. He's apparently going to be launching his son, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if this can pull up again because I don't know. Oh, yay! Hold on. Okay, yay. So it says here, Daniel Day-Lewis is officially ending his retirement from acting after 7 years. Will be the lead in his son's directorial debut, which he co-wrote. Film explores the intricate relationships between fathers, sons, and brothers. Let me say something. I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, well, here comes Daniel Day-Lewis, nepotistic son, blah blah. He's doing this just to help his son, just to launch his son." Listen, it's true. Yes, nepotism is a big one right now. But let me be clear here. I'm gonna be watching this movie for the likes of Daniel Day-Lewis. Okay, this man, I think every Oscar that he has been nominated for, he has won. I think he won 3 Oscars in total. Some of my favorite, if not my favorite performance from Daniel Day-Lewis is the film Gangs of New York, which is one of my favorite movies of him and of Leonardo DiCaprio too. Leonardo DiCaprio's performance in that movie was great too, which I do recommend y'all should go watch. I thought that Daniel Day-Lewis, if y'all not familiar with his work, y'all really need to get into it. Like I said, Gangs of New York, There Will Be Blood, My Left Foot. Like y'all need to get into the caliber of actor that Daniel Day-Lewis is and always will be. He is the GOAT of acting. For me, he's like top 5, when it comes to acting. So I'm just happy that he is coming back. He's coming back hopefully to save cinema. and I did see some interviews in the past where Daniel Day-Lewis was just like, listen, I'm not interested in coming back right now. The streaming giants has taken over and there's so many films being produced now. Like, it doesn't feel like authentic. But I do think that he's doing this for his son. No shade. I don't think he's doing this just because he wants to come back to the way movies are being made now. But listen, a win is a win for the people. And I will be watching. So I cannot wait to see this movie. I cannot wait to see Daniel Day-Lewis's performance. It's gonna be super exciting. I know Martin. Let me tell you something. I know Martin Scorsese is happy that Daniel Day-Lewis is coming back. Like, hopefully Martin Scorsese gets him into a film too, because Gangs of New York was one of my favorite films of all time. Like, one of my favorite films of all time. So, shout out to Daniel Day-Lewis. Let's talk about Beyonce. Say Beyonce. Say Beyonce. Listen, unfortunately, Beyonce's name has been getting dragged, but I'm not going to talk about why it's been getting dragged lately, because I think that some of the things that people are doing on the internet is super ridiculous, but whatever. I'm going to focus on this news because I felt like it was very interesting. So apparently Beyonce's Cowboy Carter will officially compete in country categories at the Grammys. Let me tell you something. Listen, I really do like Beyonce. Like, I grew up on her music. Like, I think that she's gonna go down as one of the greatest performers, one of the greatest vocalists of all time. I think that she's great as a singer. Of course, lately, I think I mentioned this in the past. Like, I haven't really been feeling her last few projects, but like, if we're talking about like her earlier work, like fans of all the albums, B-Day, I'm Sasha Fierce, 7, like she's done, 4, sorry, the album 4, she's done great work. But I know my memory might not be that great, but I do remember when I was reacting to Cowboy Carter, there was a song on Cowboy Carter where and I'm forgetting the song name, but I remember her specifically saying, and I'm paraphrasing here, that like she could give a damn about an album of the year at the Grammys or something like that. It was framed in that way, like she could give a damn about about an album of the year award. So I'm like, okay, so like, and I discussed this many times anytime Grammy season is coming up, like how these artists complain 24/7 all the freaking time. More specifically, more of the Black artists, the minority artists, like, I remember there was a time where Zayn Malik was complaining about the Grammys too, saying that the Grammys are racist. Like, not Beyonce specifically. Well, clearly Jay-Z came out and said that Beyonce has one album of the year. That was like last year, right? So it's like, you have Jay-Z complain, you have Nicki Minaj complain, you had Drake complaining, even though Drake complained about the Grammys while he won a Grammy, and he was at the microphone saying that this Grammy does not matter. So it's like, you have those people complaining. You have so many people complaining about the Grammys, but yet they continue to submit their work to the Grammys. It's like, at this point, it's like, which one is it? You can't, it's to the point where it's like, you can take an annoying, headstrong, stupid horse to the freaking water, to the freaking lake or river or whatever, but you cannot force it to drink. Okay? At what point are we going to be like, okay, like, since the Grammys, has not appreciated the art, they don't understand the art, they don't love the art at this point, they don't respect it, I need to stop submitting my work to this award show, and I need to go where I'm celebrated, right? And this goes for Beyonce. Clearly she feels this way because Jay-Z went on the Grammy stage last year and said that how, Beyonce hasn't won album of the year, even though she's had like amazing, and mind you, I personally, for me, I don't think that, Renaissance was nothing to be gloating about for me personally. I didn't really care too much about Renaissance or anything. But like, if we're talking about like I'm Sasha Fierce, we're talking about B-Day, those albums definitely should have won album of the year. Even though Lemonade, personally, musically, it wasn't my favorite, but like, the hoopla that it created, even for Lemonade, I felt like Lemonade could have honestly gotten album of the year too. But, so don't get me wrong, Beyonce has been snubbed many times for album of the year for some mediocre artists sometimes. But I also want to be clear here, like, at what point is the Beyoncés of the world, the Nicki Minaj's of the world, the Drakes of the world, the just these people, the ones that talk a lot about it, or their fans go off. At what point are we going to tell these artists to stop submitting their works to the Grammys? If the Grammys are that biased, if the Grammys are that racist, if the Grammys do not respect Black art, why do y'all continue to submit your work? And that's really something that I feel like Instead of us telling the Grammys that they need to change, we need to be telling these artists that they need to change. And that meaning like they need to go create their own award shows. Jay-Z, Drake, all you people, you guys have enough money where y'all can, you know, put your money together, create your own award shows where y'all celebrate y'all art instead of y'all guys going to the Grammys, giving them the ratings that y'all give them, and for y'all to still be disrespected for them not respecting your art. So to me, I'm gonna be honest with you, when I saw this, I wasn't too impressed. And it's just like, one, I think that if Beyonce doesn't already know that she's gonna get snubbed, especially in the country categories, because she didn't even get nominated for the CMAs, if I'm not mistaken. The CMA Awards, she didn't get nominated for Cowboy Carter. And honestly, that really should have been expected. So I'm just like, she better prepare for her to be snubbed in the country categories, because they're not about to give Beyonce the country Grammys in those categories. Like, no, it's not about to happen. Okay. Yes, country music was started, the origins of country music, was created by the Black community. But at the end of the day, for these past couple of decades, this past century at this point, let's be very clear. It's like country music is seen as a Caucasian genre. And they're not about to gift a Black woman for their category. Like, yes, you can get nominated. Yeah, you can be in these spaces, but you're not about to win our awards. So it's like, at a certain point, it's like, when is Beyonce gonna, when is it gonna click for her? Is this like a marketing tool where it's like, hey, Beehive, like, even though it's basically her saying it without saying it, but it's like, hey, like, these people are racist. Like, they didn't give me a Grammy. Like, at a certain point, it's like, it's insanity now. It's like, you keep submitting your awards to something, and yet you know that you're not going to win it, yet you continue to submit your awards? And it's like, where's also the self-respect in that? I just feel like her husband, other, minority, Black billionaires, whatever, they need to come together, create their own award shows where their art is celebrated and uplift those award shows instead of going to the Grammys. And if I'm gonna be honest with you, even though I think a Grammy is great, yes, whatever, any award is great if it makes people feel good, yes. But like, let's be very clear, people have not been watching award shows like they used to, like the Grammy, and it's across the board, Grammys, VMAs, BT, AMAs, that, like, we just don't watch it like we used to. I would say the stands watch it, stands and those kind of people. But like, we're not watching award shows like we used to. So it's just like, I guess, prepare to get snubbed. That's the only award that she's going to be winning. Like the snubbed award. They might as well. Sure, the Grammys have created so many other categories, ridiculous, stupid categories. Might as well create a snubbed category. So I just think that, Beyonce submitting this Grammy, even though she specifically said in the Cowboy Carter album that she could give a crap about a album of the year. Clearly you don't, because you keep submitting your work. Either way, I think that it's unfortunate that especially these artists that work their butt off and that are genuinely talented, continue to submit their works to award shows that don't give a damn about their art, but yet they continue to do it. It's the definition of insanity. Either way, let me get this out of my face. Yeah, that's just my thoughts on that when it comes to this situation. Next, I want to talk about Whoopi Goldberg. I saw this on Twitter. At first, I wasn't gonna say anything about it because I was just like, it's just whatever. But now, the more I think about it, the more I'm just like, y'all are just ridiculous. So Whoopi Goldberg apparently, I haven't watched The View, honestly, since it came. When I mean watch The View, I mean I'll catch clips on YouTube. I don't obviously sit down at the TV and go to channel whatever ABC and watch The View. That's just not my thing. And I try to get politics and all, on all sides of things just to see what's going on in the world. But apparently, because it was trending on Twitter, so I was like, why is this woman trending? And apparently, Whoopi Goldberg had, I guess, Zachary Levi, or Levy, or whatever you want to call him. He apparently, I guess, endorsed Donald Trump, for president. And then, I guess, The View felt the need to make a segment about it. Okay. Um, so apparently Whoopi Goldberg, this is her quote. She apparently said, I know you don't know much about the Hollywood history, so let me school you. The truth of the matter is very few people seem to bite it because they're Republican. Let me tell y'all something. And y'all already know on this channel specifically, I've said this multiple, I've done multiple interviews. I've dragged the Democrats for filth. I've dragged the Republicans for filth. I'm over the two-party system. I've said this multiple times, and I will continue to hold that same sentiment. And y'all already know that I'm just not into Kamala Harris. I'm not into Donald Trump. I think both of the, just this two-party system is just trash, just clownery or circus. I'm over it. And honestly, the way I just want November to come and go, like I want to get over this because this whole news cycle has been insufferable. But when I saw this, this is why, like, there is this thing, Whoopi Goldberg's comment is the reason why, like, especially like on the internet or like, if you go in these spaces, like on Twitter, on YouTube, on Instagram, whatever, and now that you hear people talking about Hollywood and talking about these celebrities and so forth, now it's no longer with that same sentiment of like, oh, like these celebrities are, great, or they're, or like to do such great work or something. Now it's come to the point where like, oh, they're being used by political parties. They're being used by, they're there for a force. Like that's what people are currently saying about Taylor Swift. I don't know if y'all noticed. Like any of the Swifties, I don't know, maybe y'all can attest to this, but like now when I see Taylor Swift, like especially when I go on YouTube, I be on some other spaces too to see what other people are talking about, just to see. But like now people genuinely believe that like Taylor Swift is like a paid like agent for like the Democrats or for the Democratic Party so that she can get like the American public to like support the Democrats, or like they feel like she's not a genuine celebrity, like she's an industry plant basically. Like there's some sectors, there's a large population that genuinely believe that, a lot of these celebrities are just, plants to be there to support, quote unquote liberal causes or quote unquote democratic causes and da da da. And let me tell you something. Whoopi Goldberg's this comment does not help it. It does not help that kind of narrative. It doesn't help that people genuinely have these conspiracies as if like, celebrities aren't, a lot of these celebrities are also U.S. citizens and they also have the right to endorse whoever they want to endorse. It's like, my thing is like, people, like, it's like with me, it's like, I don't expect people to like force me or to like, I guess demean me or insult me for not participating in this election or to sit this election out. I don't expect, because at the end of the day, it's my choice, right? It's my choice to endorse, not endorse, sit it out, do whatever. At the end of the day, voting is a personal matter. And it's something that it's what you want, who you believe your things align with and your values align with, you vote for whoever you want to vote for. It's the same thing with Whoopi Goldberg. It's like, Whoopi, would you like it if someone shamed you for supporting a Kamala Harris or supporting a Joe Biden or supporting a Democratic Party that's currently aiding and abetting a genocide? We can say that to you. We can definitely, and trust me, I've dragged it. But it's like, do you want people to come up to you, to your face, and tell you that, hey, you're supporting a Democratic Party, but the Democratic Party ain't did shit for black people for God knows how many since the goddamn Civil Rights Bill was passed. But yet you wouldn't like that. You wouldn't like when people are pressuring you. To me, and I've climbed to the point now, and it's just across the board. I feel like this, even when Hulk Hogan was up there at the RNC, like he just looked so foolish with the ripping of the shirt. Like it was so it was a circus up there. I genuinely want us to get to a point where So it was no longer supposed to be or obligated for celebrities to announce who they're endorsing. Like, because I feel like growing up, that was never a thing. Like, you never had celebrities, like, yes, like, there were celebrities that went to conventions, but, like, they weren't, like, front and center, like, at the news and at the, like, or at making a speech at the RNC or making a speech at the DNC, say, yes, I'm supporting this person, and if you don't, you're this, you're that. It's just like, I genuinely wanted to get to a point where it's no longer announced. Because, like, now it's like, you need to be demonizing this person for supporting this candidate. You need to be, it's like the same thing they did with Sydney Sweeney. I think, what was it? Like, I think Sydney Sweeney's parents or her family, I guess, is like, they're Republicans or something. And, like, they dragged Sydney Sweeney to hell for being a Republican. And I'm just like, I mean, for her family being Republicans. And I'm just like, so y'all don't think that there's Republicans living in y'all neighborhoods? Like, what are y'all, like, I think there is the quote-unquote red MAGA, and there is quote-unquote blue MAGA. And Whoopi Goldberg is in the blue MAGA camp, okay? Y'all on both sides have lost their ever-loving mind. And this is why a majority of us like-minded people are tuned out from this election. We are over it. We are over it because now it's become a shaming thing. Now it's become an insulting thing. Now it's become a thing where it's like, if you don't vote for Donald Trump, if you don't vote for Kamala Harris, if you don't vote for this person or that, you're a horrible person. And it's just like, well, if both parties haven't done shit for the freaking, for the American people in a very long time, at this point it's become a circle jerk contest between both parties. Why am I going to participate in that? Why am I going to participate in the clownery? To me, I just think that this comment turned a lot of people off. Not to say listen, Zachary Levi, whatever his name is, Levy, whatever you want to call him, supports Donald Trump. That is his goddamn business. Whoopi Goldberg, like the same way how you're supporting Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party, that is your goddamn business. I'm sick of the shaming. Because quite frankly, there's nothing to really shame. Because if anything, both you, Whoopi Goldberg, and Zachary Levi both should be ashamed for supporting either candidate, if we're going to be honest about it. Because both candidates are trash. So I just think that I fully just like, this election is really just the battle between the bases. The blue MAGA base and the red MAGA base. It's like, it's just the battle of the bases. I genuinely think that the casual fans, oh my god. The undecided voters, at this point, like the independent, like, I think we're gonna sit this one out. I think either majority of Americans are gonna stay home, or they're gonna vote third party because they just over the Republicans and the Democrats. We're over it. We're over it. And it's because of things like this, where it's like, oh well, this is honestly what feeds into that conspiracy that, like, oh, Hollywood is an industry that is meant to sway the American public into becoming Democrats, or into becoming, supporting the Democratic Party. Honestly, y'all, if that was the case, then Hillary Clinton would have been president. Okay, let's be very clear on that. And this is why sometimes I genuinely do not believe in those conspiracies at that as well. But comments like this from Whoopi Goldberg does not help it. It genuinely does not help it. You're saying that, oh, Zachary, you're going to get blackballed from Hollywood for supporting Trump? It's just, I'm exhausted, y'all. I'm exhausted. Either way, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this. Yo, everybody, y'all, when I tell you, like, going on Twitter is so insufferable now. It's just like you have the blues, that's what you call them, the Democratic stands and the Republican stands, and you're just like, man, I wish I can just block all of y'all on my Twitter feed. And I could just go on there and just have like a nice little, just scrolling down, looking at my pop culture news and going on about my life. But now every celebrity wants to have the same politics now. You can't go nowhere without a celebrity having a say. It's like, can y'all all shut the fuck up? Can y'all all shut the fuck up? Both your candidates are trash anyway. None of them are impressing me. None of them are doing anything that aligns with my interests or anything that aligns with the greater good for the American people. And y'all choose not to see that either. So it's like, quite frankly, I don't want to see neither candidate on my timeline. Get them out of my face. Anyway, y'all, that's just my thoughts on that. Lastly, let's talk about Billie Eilish. Listen, the Billie Eilish stands were they were making me laugh. Child, the jokes that y'all were making when this Birds of a Feather video came out was so hilarious, y'all. And let me just say this. Y'all know on this channel, I said that Billie Eilish is like, her album was a great album. I love the fact that it was short, like not that many songs, like gave us the hits and went on moving. I genuinely believe that if anybody's, honestly, forget about, like if anybody's gonna win album of the year, to me, or even when it comes to like best pop album, I think is that one of the categories on the Oscars or something, best pop, that pop genre thing, Billie Eilish has to win some awards because this was a great album. Great album. I think her and Ariana Grande definitely needs to be the two that definitely deserves their awards. Personally, for me, I will say this though, Billie, the fact that Birds of a Feather is if not I actually think it's actually my favorite song off this album. I think the percussion, like, it was just amazingly written. Vocals were on, like, just love it. I absolutely hated this video. I hated the music video. I saw what the way your fans were trying to spin it. Some of the stands were trying to spin, this is what she meant by, like, when she's getting dragged through the hall, like, she's tied to this invisible force. And I'm sorry, I don't care the way y'all trying to spin this. The music video was trash. I don't know, like, when I thought of the song, when I think of Birds of a Feather and, like, I'm listening to it, I'm thinking, like, she needs to, like, go into, like, a sunflower field with sunflowers and roses, and, like, there's a guy coming out, and, like, he's chasing after her. Like, what it needs to look like? Y'all remember that Natalie Portman commercial? I think it was for Dior, where the song Chandelier was playing, and she jumped off the thing, and, like, the guy was chasing after her, and, like, just looking like that. That's what, I don't know, I low-key imagined that for Birds of a Feather when I thought of the song. So it's like, when she gave us this music video and the lights were dim, it would look dark, like, it looked like gloomy. I'm like, girl, what is this? I needed something better. And clearly I guess she kind of caught the memo, because she's on tour now. And she showed this video on the Titantron with her going through the sunflower fields and while singing the song. So I guess she was, doing that to troll, but like, here, damn, like, y'all really didn't like the music video like that. And it's like, Billie also has a real creative mind. That's why I was surprised that the video, she went with this concept. But I just wish that she could have gone with a different, yeah, it definitely should have been way more lighter. It needs to be like sun, Mr. Sun, Mr. Go to, like, it needed sun. It needed, like, flowers, roses, like her running, and a guy coming chasing after her, picking her up. Like, it needed, like, that kind of a feel to it. I was not feeling this video, and clearly a good amount of her fans were not feeling this video either, okay? Because y'all cracking me up on Twitter, okay? But yeah, I definitely think that, this is one of my favorite songs off the album. But it was just that the visuals just need to be a little bit better. But yes, I think that, Billie, her, and Ariana Grande need to win for some pop categories. The thing is, like, I don't know. Now looking at Ariana Grande, I don't know if the controversy and stuff is going to prevent her from winning a few awards, unfortunately, even though I think that the music was good. But her and Billie, like, and it's no shade, like, the Taylor girls, the Taylor stans, the Swifties, like, y'all just gonna have to be honest. Like, that album was for y'all. It wasn't for the general public, the Torch Reports department. Like, Torch Reports, like, we just not, like, it's just like, it's not worth the awards. Let Billie and Ariana Grande take these awards, okay, for the Grammys 2025, okay? Give it to them. But yeah, And if not, and if they don't win some of these in these pop categories, the Grammys have always been rigged, but they're definitely rigged now. But yeah, y'all guys, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. How do you guys feel about my commentary on Daniel Day-Lewis, Beyonce, this whole Whoopi Goldberg thing, and Billie Eilish's crappy music video? Y'all tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let's get up to 1,000 subscribers, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.